Wow. So the very first thought I had, and Graziano, I wanted to confirm it with you, is in all the years that he has been playing, that is the first time I've ever heard him really acknowledge the idea that he might be done. Is there anything I'm missing?
No, I don't remember anything like this. He's talked about when he might be done, but it's always been something that's been in the future. This sounds like somebody who's contemplating not playing ever again and doing it seriously.
That's exactly right.
The family stuff is, I mean, that's a huge, when you start talking about, I want to be there for my family. Yeah.
Why did that jump out to you so much, Chef?
Because I've had that conversation, and it's as real as it gets. Like when your wife looks at you and goes, I'm not comfortable watching you get hit like this. Like we have life after football that is much more important to me and for our children than what's going on the football field. Those are real conversations, and one of the reasons I decided to retire. I mean, ultimately, my wife looked at me and was like, listen, the battering on your body is your brain, your body, it's just not worth it anymore. Like we're all good and we are satisfied with the career. And he's right. It is a family decision. And when your wife's looking at you and having those conversations, it's no longer about how successful I was on the field. It's about life after football. Listen, very few people have the opportunity to walk away from the game anyway, but to have it and your family having these discussions, it makes it. I was all about him coming back until I heard that.
Well, Jeff, it's such an earnest and serious. Why do you have this skeptical look on you? Who could be skeptical about what he just said?
Jeff played for like 15 years. He stopped playing because he couldn't block anybody anymore. It wasn't because his wife said that you got to go. It's because his kick slide was getting slow. That's what happened.
You're presupposing he ever could in the first place, but that's a whole different conversation. All right. No, look, we got a serious topic going
shots
here.
All around shots at the table. Hey, this is Studio Fox. It's Studio Fox right now.
Marcus, jump in here because I find myself waking up this morning asking you the question, do you think Tom Brady has played his last game in the NFL?
I think he has, G. We had this conversation a few years ago. You remember you and I talking about Rob Gronkowski, and he was real reflectionary and reflective on his career. So not only that interview, I'm waiting to hear Tom Brady more as this offseason goes along. And then Brady is in that window now, right? He went to Tampa. He's proved that he could win a championship somewhere else. He proved that he could lead a team. Now you're in that window of when it's too long, too long. Because like Jeff Saturday said, at some point, this game going to get you. Whether it's a knee, whether it's a bad hit, or whether it's something like that. And I'm sure as football players, we don't think about that when we young in our careers or even in year 10, 11. But Brady is in year, 22, 23? And at some point, you got to start kind of putting this thing together and saying to yourself, I've accomplished more than anybody that has ever accomplished in this game. I understand who I am and where my legacy lies in the game of football. Now it's about the legacy in which he talked about with his family, spending time with his children. So I always get I'm a little apprehensive to say guys are coming back when I start hearing reflectionary comments and you start talking about other people being in that decision.
I think that's right. And, and Dominique, work, by definition, is something that one must do. Mark Twain wrote that, as opposed to play, which is something that people want to do. Now, being a football player is a little different, right? I mean, playing is fun, and people, you guys like playing the game. But he has long since stopped needing to do this. So the question is just, when does he decide he doesn't want to anymore?
Right. Hold on. He stopped needing to work when he married Giselle. Well, let's make sure we're clear. Like, he earned everything he's got, but from a financial perspective,
and he has made in his own career hundreds of millions of dollars as well. So
I just had to put that out. I had shots. I'm giving shots out too. I'm just letting y'all all know.
Everybody can get it.
I'm giving them out too.
We're going to let Marcus slide on making up new words. I love what Marcus adds to the dictionary. It is outstanding.
What was my other word, Foxy? What was my other word?
It was 2 weeks ago you made up something. Dan tried to call you out. It was a great one too.
Look it up. Remember,
but I'm feeling reflectionary right now in Tom Brady's career, and I do not want to sit here and be sad. Like, this feels like a funeral. Like, he's given us more than we deserve. We should celebrate that. And he used one word in there that got my attention. I would have said he's coming back. He's coming back. He's coming back. He said satisfied.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've never heard that word come out of this man's mouth. The guy with 7 Super Bowl rings, a bunch of MVPs, and everything you could ever want as a quarterback or as a player. he's never ever seemed satisfied or said the word satisfied. He said, he didn't say it about his whole life or his whole career, but he did say, I was satisfied with how this season went. That word that concept doesn't seem like something that's natural to Tom Brady.
Final word, Danny.
Yeah,
go.
I mean, I don't know how he could be otherwise, given what he's accomplished in his career, obviously. I mean, if he wants to walk away, no one will begrudge him that. I think people are surprised it's happening this fast. He's always said, I'll play till I can't compete at a championship level anymore. And, he's in the MVP conversation. His team was the 2 seed. He obviously can do that. But the family stuff, talking this openly about that. Look, I know it's the day after the season ended, et cetera. Things could change, but this is a real possibility.
I interviewed his dad.
I looked out there. I looked out there and saw that blood on Brady's mouth, and all I could think was Brady was thinking, "What the hell I'm doing out here with damn blood on my mouth, man?"
His dad told me on the radio the day after they won the Super Bowl last year. I said to him, "Why does he keep going?" And he said, because he loves it. He loves the grind. All the stuff that most of you guys hate, he loves. He loves the film. He loves the workout. He loves all that stuff. There comes a time.
Somebody needs to tell him, don't blame it on your wife and kids.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.